Welcome to the Tax Cases channel. This video deals with income of charitable trusts. There are specific provisions governing the taxation of charitable trusts. In that case, what is the position of sections that deals generally to various assessees? Would they apply on trusts too? The provisions of section 24 relating to standard deduction on rent is considered in this case. It provides clarity on the interpretation of other sections vis-a-vis the trusts. Please subscribe the channel and activate the bell button next to it. Here goes the grounds of appeal. The learned Commissioner appeals is unjustified, erred in law and fact by confirming the disallowance of deduction claimed under section 24 clause A amounting to 54,000 by the assessing officer from the rent income on the erroneous ground that income from property held under the trust has to be arrived in normal commercial manner without considering the provisions of section 14. The learned CIT appeals has erred in law and unjustified in confirming the disallowance of depreciation of 22.44 lakhs on assets of the trust out of the disallowance made by assessing officer, presuming that expenditure on asset creation or acquisition has been allowed as application of income without giving any finding about such allowance in any of the past years. The trust has never claimed acquisition or creation of assets as application of income in past years. The learned CIT appeals has erred in law and unjustified in confirming above additions by passing non-speaking order. The CIT appeals is unjustified in not dealing with the ground number 3 raised in appeal before him that addition was made by AO without issue of show cause notice. Facts of the case. Assessee Trust had filed return of income for the year under consideration on 27 September 2015, declaring total income at nil. The case was selected for scrutiny and notice under section 143(2) was issued on 29 July 2016. The assessment under section 143 subsection 3 of the Act was finalized on 23 August 2017. The remaining facts of the case are discussed while adjudicating the two grounds of appeal filed by the assessee. Ground number 1, disallowance of deduction claimed under section 24 clause A of 54,000 rupees. At the time of assessment, the assessing officer noticed that assessee has claimed standard deduction at 30% of the rent income amounting to 54,000. The assessing officer has disallowed the claim of standard deduction, stating that the income from the house property held under the trust have to be arrived in the normal commercial manner without reference to the provisions of section 14 of the IT Act. Section 14 deals with computation of income. The assessing officer has also placed reliance on the decision of Honorable Madras High Court in the case of Rao Bahadur Kelawala Kannan Chetty Charities 135 ITR 485. Aggrieved by this, the assessee has filed the appeal before the CIT appeals. The CIT appeals has dismissed the appeal of the assessee. In the proceedings of the IT Act, it was mentioned that the income of the trust is determined under Chapter 3 of the IT Act as per Section 11. The IT Act went through the provisions of Section 11 of the Act and observed that definition of total income under Section 2 Clause 45 is inclusive in nature and it includes various kinds of income, whereas Section 11 subsection 1 refers to income and not total income. Section 11 subsection 1 clause A deals with the income from property held under the trust. Therefore, in case of trust, the term income cannot be assigned the meaning of the term total income. The reference in clause A is invariably to income and not to total income. Section 14 provides the heads of income for the purpose of determining total income to be charged for the income tax as per the Act. The income of the charitable trust may be from all the heads of income except salary income, and the same is not determined as per Section 2 Clause 45 of the Act. In DIT exemptions versus Girdarilal Shevnarayan Tantiya Trust 199 ITR 215 Calcutta High Court, it was observed that application of Section 14 to charitable organization was not possible. The income from property held for charitable or religious purposes cannot therefore be equated with the income which is computed under the general provision of the Act. The chargeability of income to tax arises only when the trust is not able to apply 85% of its income for charitable purposes or loses exception on compliance of the provisions. In CIT, Estate of VL Ethiraj 136 ITR 12, it was held that income from properties would have to be arrived at in the normal commercial manner without reference to provisions of Section 14 of the Act. CBDT Circular number 5P LXH6 dated 19 June 68, which was referred in the case of DAT exemption versus Girdhari Lal Shivnarayan Tantiya Trust. At para 2, it is stated that Section 11 subsection 1 provides that, subject to the provisions of Section 60 to 63, the following income shall not be included in the total income of the previous year. The reference in subsection 1, clause A, is invariably to income and not total income. At para 4 of the said circular, it is stated that where the trust derives income from house property, interest on securities, capital gains, or other sources, the word income should be understood in its commercial sense, that is, book income after adding back any appropriations or applications thereof towards the purpose of the trust or otherwise, and also after adding back any debits made for capital expenditure for the purposes of the trust or otherwise. The clause 4 of the circular makes it clear that the word income in section 11 subsection 1 must be understood in a commercial sense. In Hindustan Welfare Trust versus DAT exemptions 201 ITR 564, the Calcutta High Court reiterated that there was no scope for applying provisions of Section 14 in computing income from property. It was held that income from property held under the trust has to be arrived at in the normal commercial manner, that there is no scope for computing the income from property by complying with the provisions of Section 14 of the Act. The ITAT also went through the decision of Honorable Gujarat High Court in the case of CAT versus Seth Manilal Rachodas Vishram Bhavan Trust 198 ITR 598, wherein the Honorable High Court has referred the case of CAT versus Rao Bahadur Kalwala Kundan Chetty Charities, wherein the Madras High Court held that the income from the properties under the trust would have to be arrived at the normal commercial manner without classification under the various heads set out in Section 14. It is held that the expression income has to be understood in the popular or general sense and not in the sense in which the income is arrived at for the purpose of assessment to tax by application of some artificial provisions either giving or denying deduction. Hence, the verdict on ground of appeal number 1 related to standard deduction on the rent was that the ITAT held, in the light of the above facts and judicial findings on this issue, ITAT considers the deduction under Section 24 Clause A is not available where the assessee is charitable trust and its income is exempt under Section 11 of the Act. Therefore, any part of the income received by the assessee from house property is applied for maintenance of the same house property. The same is allowed as exemption under Section 11. And actual expenditure of maintenance shall be allowed as deduction under Section 11 of the Act. Therefore, the ITAT do not find any infirmity in the decision of the lower authority stating that income from the house property held under charitable trust has to be arrived at in the normal commercial manner without reference to provisions of Section 14 of the Act. Ground number 2. Disallowance of depreciation of 22.44 lakhs on assets of the trust. During the course of assessment, the assessing officer has noticed that assessee trust has debited total depreciation of 22.44 lakhs, stating that the said claim has already been allowed as capital expenditure as application of the fund in the case of assessee trust. Aggrieved by this, the assessee filed appeal before the CIT appeals. The CIT appeals has dismissed the appeal of the assessee after referring to Section 11 subsection 6, which has been amended with effect from 1st April 2015. On this matter, ITAT held that in the case of the assessee in the preceding assessment years 14-15, the claim of the assessee on the similar ground has been allowed by CIT appeals after placing reliance on the decision of Honorable Gujarat High Court in the case of CIT versus Seth Manilal Ranchod Das Vishram Bhavan Trust 198 ITR 598. Considering the similar facts and issue involved in the case of the assessee for the year under consideration and following the judgment of Honorable High Court earlier, ITAD do not find any merit in the decision of CAT Appeals as the amendment referred by CD Appeals in section 11 subsection 6 is applicable with effect from 1st April 2005. Therefore, the appeal of the assessee on this issue is allowed. Ground number 3.1 and 3.2 are general grounds of appeal which were not contested at the time of appellate proceedings with any relevant material. Therefore, the same stands dismissed. In the result, the appeal of the assessee is partly allowed. Order pronounced in the open court on 22nd June 2020. Thank you for a patient hearing. In order to get more such videos, kindly subscribe this channel and click on bell button to receive new videos in real time. Please like the video in order to encourage to make more such videos.